Hello everyone, I'm author C.J. Petterson, and I'm one of the authors in the Mobile Writers Guild Halloween Paces Anthology. My short story is kind of a paranormal and is entitled Once in a Blue Moon. Before you say I don't read paranormal, let me pass along some comments from best-selling and award-winning author Paul Auster. In April of this year, Mr. Auster began his literary piece, The Wolves of Stanislav, an improbably true parable for the pandemic age, with a question. Does an event have to be true in order to be accepted as true? Or does belief in the truth of an event already make it true, even if the thing that supposedly happened did not happen? He also asked, if the story turns out to be so astounding and so powerful that your mouth drops open in wonder and you feel that it has changed or enhanced or deepened your understanding of the world, does it matter if the story is true or not? We all know that fiction is a series of lies that the author hopes is convincing. I've always heard that the best way to tell a convincing lie is to sandwich it between two truths. I will tell you that there are 4 truths in the excerpt that I'm about to read. 1, the Irish version of Halloween is spelled Samhain and is pronounced Samhain. 2, the second full moon of the month in any month is called a blue moon. 3, a blue moon on Halloween happens only once every 19 years. And 4, there really is going to be a blue moon on Halloween in 2020. In my story, Once in a Blue Moon, protagonist Katherine Johnson is headed south on I-75 to start a new life when a traffic accident on the interstate detours her into a mysterious town where her new life could end before it begins. The excerpt I'm going to read is a scene from the end of chapter 1 and carries over to the beginning of chapter 2. Bouncing through another pothole jolted Kate out of her reverie. She was surprised to realize she'd been on the winding detour road for more than an hour and hadn't noticed any visible signs or the farm road intersection she was supposed to find to lead her back to the interstate. She reached for her cell phone to look for directions. The screen showed no service. Geez, so much for technology. I have no clue where I am. What she did know was that she was hungry. She'd eaten all of her Halloween candy by the time she reached Cincinnati, and she had to find a gas station fast. Her bladder was nearing full to overflow, and the needle on the fuel gauge was hugging E. She'd been so intent on getting detour directions, she forgot to fill the gas tank. The only gas station she'd seen was the one she left behind, so she drove into the next side road to turn around. In the midst of backing up, she saw, out of the corner of her eye, a billboard peeking through the trees that read, Credence, Kentucky, village limits, population 2001. How did I not see that before? She aimed the car onto the gravel road in the direction of the arrow and pressed a little harder on the accelerator. The engine hesitated and then died, the needle on the gas gauge resting below E. Perfect, she muttered as she coasted the car to the side of the road. No cell service. She slipped the useless cell phone into her jeans pocket and then slid the strap of her purse over her shoulder and started walking, grateful she'd chosen to wear sneakers instead of slippers to drive in. As the afternoon sun burned through a passing cloud and reclaimed its rightful spot in the sky, Kate knew that one of the first things she'd buy when she got to Credence was a hat. She spotted a pillar of smoke coming over a rise in the distance and interwove her fingers like an awning above her eyes to get a better look. The dark spot moving toward her soon grew into some kind of vehicle. Whatever that is sure puts out a lot of smoke, she said, but it's a ride. Determined to not be passed by, she took a stance in the middle of the road. The vehicle trailing a white vapor trail had to be 100 years old, but the man who pulled to a stop and got out looked to be in his middle 20s. 2 years single was enough for Kate to do a quick appraisal, and she liked what she saw. Corn blonde curls peeked out from under a broad-brimmed straw hat. A sky blue shirt covered narrow shoulders, and tan suspenders supported coarse denim pants with the legs stuffed into knee-high saddle leather boots. She guessed he was dressed in costume for some kind of parade. His friendly smile revealed a chipped front tooth. "Miss, are you lost? Can I be of help?" he said, concern showing in his brown as sweet milk chocolate eyes. "You certainly can. I was trying to get back to the interstate but got kind of lost. Then I was on my way to Credence when I ran out of gas. I need a ride to a gas station." "Credence doesn't have a gasoline station, miss." "Where do you get gas for your vehicle?" "This is a 1904 Stanley steamer, miss, and it uses kerosene for fuel. It'd be my pleasure to take you back to the interstate for a can of gasoline." "I can't wait that long," she said. "I have to use a bathroom, like now." "We're a good distance from town, miss. If you've an emergency, those bushes over there will have to do." Kate felt her cheeks warm. She snapped her open mouth shut and searched for a tissue in her purse as she half walked, half ran to the thicket on the side of the road. "I promise not to look," he called after her. "You can turn around now," she said when she returned to the road. "If you're not in a big hurry to get to where you're going, maybe you'd like to celebrate Samhain with Credence before I drive you to the gasoline station. There's going to be a blue moon tonight." She noticed that his accent was unequivocally not Southern, and thought she might have to clarify that moons are never blue except in songs. "You think the moon is going to turn blue?" "Oh no," he said and laughed. "Not blue in color. A blue moon means it's the second full moon of the month, and this one's extra special because it's happening on Samhain, or Halloween as you English call it." "I'm not English, I'm Swedish." He laughed again. "And I'm Gaelic, what you call Irish. My name is Cormac O'Shea. The festival goes on all day long, miss. There's music and games and food and parades. It'd be my pleasure to escort you around if you've a mind to attend." "I'm Catherine Johnson," she said. "My friends call me Kate." "Is that what you're doing in your Stanley steamer, parading around town?" "Yes, miss, Kate, but I'm through now. I'd be happy to carry you back to the gasoline station, but 'tis a wee bit of fun you'd be missing." She shook her head. "I don't blame you for not wanting to go off with a stranger," he said. "Not to worry, though. 'Tis the sheriff's deputy I am." He pulled a thin leather wallet ID out of his back pants pocket and lifted it for her to read. "Looks kind of official," she thought. When he brought a gun into view, Kate gasped and stumbled back. She recognized the old Colt .45 from her law enforcement firearms identification class and instantly regretted leaving her Ruger revolver in the trunk of her car. That's my excerpt from Once in a Blue Moon. Be sure to pick up a copy of the Mobile Writers Guild Halloween Pieces Anthology to find out what happens next. It launches on October 9. Thank you for listening.